Let's go. UW says Kevin Dawson earned a PPE raise to $2.743 million for 2023. So that's now worth watching with 2 new guards being signed. Could free up space for Highsmith.
Don't think of it like that. The player performance bonus, it's not. It doesn't affect like salary cap like that. It's more so for your drafting skill. If you're a first round draft pick, you get paid. So obviously you have your contract, right? Your contract money is your contract money. That is what it is. But in terms of every player has a player performance bonus. So every play you take, offense, defense, special teams, depending on your contract or where you were drafted at, you have a pay scale directed to each play. So for fourth rounders like Kevin Dotson, Dan Moore, their their pay per play could be almost $500, $600 per play. So you think about them dudes being full-time starters, 17 games out the year. That's how they make those type of bonuses, but that's ultimately how they offset not being first-round draft picks, or how a guy like Jaylen Warren, they didn't show his on that list because obviously it was some other guys that played a lot more than him, but he's also a guy that's going to have a nice little performance bonus during this time of year because of him being an undrafted guy, but the amount of snaps he played. But it's a different pool of money than your traditional like salary cap and clearing up space, stuff like that. Just to talk that through a little bit.
So, do you want to talk about the big signing over the weekend?
Yeah, man. Let's do it, man.
Kind of is connected with Dawson.
Yeah,
it's
without
also
a doubt,
connected
man.
with the other guard that we signed, Herbig.
Without a doubt. So obviously we know he had brought in Nate Herbig. That was the last like Thursday or something like that from the Jets. But then over the weekend, we also turned around and brought in Isaac Seumalo, out of the Philadelphia Eagles, was their starting guard with them on their Super Bowl run. He's been over there for a while. Started at left guard and right guard. Man, love this dude tape, bro. Love his tape. Obviously, the big thing with him is just some of the health stuff. When he's healthy, dude can get after it, man. Athletic, strong, plays with good technique fundamentals, could pull right, could pull left, can anchor versus the bull, has good active hands in terms of pass pro. Some of the knocks on him, he's slightly lighter in terms of just the guard position. He's not a Ramon Foster type. But the pros to that is he's way quicker in terms of his pass setting and stuff like that, man. High-end guy. When you talk about the athletic ability, climbing to the second level, does all of that at a great level. You just watch him at times, like I said, with the small stature at times, or not small, but just smaller stature. Chris Jones. Guy like him, man, big, massive man, bull rushing him. Had some success, but Isaac was still able to win his fair share of reps as well, just based on his quickness and just getting in position. He does all of that really well. He's the starter to me. I know we brought in.
With how he got paid, he's getting paid $8 million.
He's getting $8 a year, yeah. So to me, it was like they'll probably move him to left. He'll play left guard. James Daniels stay at right guard. Nate Herbig and Kevin Dotson, those.
We have the best backup guards in the league.
Yeah, you love your backup situation. Kendrick Green becomes, I think, more so expendable now, especially when we talked about the current situation. But I'm even more interested now to just see what they do with that room. And here's what I mean. They tried to have Dotson and Kendrick Green competing last year. Do you think there's another scenario where they might try to have them two dudes compete, and if they like Green, they try to move Dotson? Because we were all kind of surprised when they even had them two dudes competing. But that was the one thing that just kind of like, because to me, Dotson isn't just this like day one backup. I feel like he's still a guy that should compete for a spot. And that's how we felt when they brought in Nate Herbig. But when you bring in Isaac for that money, I'm looking at Nate and I'm looking at Dotson, and I'm saying they just paid Nate. I got to see has his numbers come out yet? Because I still didn't see his yet.
$4 million a year.
$4 million a year.
Yeah, I'm curious
because technically Dotson was supposed to be getting paid. Remember, Dotson was next up. So you pay two dudes that play his position while you got a James Daniels over there. That was the one for me where I'm just like, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Because that was supposed to get paid, or at least be in the conversation to get paid, or compete. You can compete with 4 a year. You can compete with that. You're not competing with 8.
No.
8's the starter. And you know what you paid last year to Daniels.
Yeah. And he played good.
Right.
So I'm wondering this. I got a few thoughts. I'm wondering, I don't have enough research on this or know exactly what was going on with the Eagles and their O-line situation over the last like 5 or 6 years. But did maybe Weidl see how important depth is on the offensive line? And just having
well, you remember a couple years
good
ago,
dudes that can fill in for a game or two. And,
a couple
and
of
the
years
importance of
ago,
that.
Philly did get banged up on the O-line. I remember they had Dillard was their tackle. He was playing bad. Then he got hurt. They brought in Peters. Remember that was the first time he came back right before he turned 40. So they have seen some of that. So that could also very well be in play. I know that was a big reason why Isaac was brought over, because they said Andy was big in terms of bringing Isaac and big in terms of getting Nate Herbig when he was in Philly earlier on as well.
So there's that. That could be a little bit of a stretch. But I'm also thinking maybe Dotson will be on the block now.
That was
because
the one for me,
I already thought before us signing Isaac that, yeah, Herbig and Dotson are going to be competing for left guard, but Herbig's going to have the upper hand right away.
Because he got 4.
Yeah, he's getting paid a little bit more.
He's the fresh signing. You're not getting cut the first year when you're getting 4.
So now, with us bringing Isaac in, I would presume the first guy on the depth chart for either guard spot is Herbig. So Dotson is 4. I could see a team being really interested in Dotson.
Why wouldn't
and
you
trading
be?
like a 4th or 5th round pick, and you
Why
get
wouldn't you be?
Starting left guard.
Why wouldn't you be?
And I think that would be smart for the Steelers to then take that.
But then you keep Kendrick Green then.
I don't know if I want that.
You see, that was
I don't know if I want that.
That was why I said what I said when I'm like,
can
I
we
don't
just
know how
draft
they
the
view
guard?
them dudes.
Can we
I
just
don't know how
draft
they view
another
them.
guy, 4th round, 4th, 5th round?
I don't know how they view them dudes.
They can compete with Green.
Yeah, I just don't know how they view them dudes, man. Because they for a fact had them dudes competing last year. And we were all just like shocked by the fact that they could even compete.
Yeah, it was stupid.
We're like, what are we doing? But that was what they wanted. So that's what really has me looking at Dotson right now, because of him being good enough to be a starter in this league, but still on this contract. But with this money, I don't know. I do not know, man.
I'm completely fine keeping it as is. Dotson, Herbig, backup guards. You have Isaac and Daniel starting for us. And you got Cool at center, Chooks at right. And right now, Dan Moore at left. I'm fine with that. And if we just go as is, we just have some really nice extra depth on the offensive line. I'm just really curious why we're loading up on guards like that, the interior.
It almost felt like overkill, man.
We went left tackle, or we were interested left tackle with Orlando Brown. Mm-hmm. Didn't get him, so I'm thinking, okay, that's the play.
The tackle. Yeah.
That's the play. If we're gonna make a trade or something, I was hoping for maybe Laramie Tunsil, but then he just got that mega deal with the Texans. I know Jonah Williams is out there now too. Yeah. Left tackle was the move. I thought, okay, that's probably the one thing we'll do on the O line for the rest of free agency. Because we brought in Herbig. Okay, him and Dawson will compete. The rest of the O line's good.
That Isaac move happened late. It was like, bruh, what?
Yeah, it was like on midnight or something, right?
It was like
on
late
Saturday.
Yeah. Because I remember I woke up getting ready to take my mom to the airport. And I'm like, bro, what? When did this happen? Yeah. Facts, bro. Facts.
I like it because, it goes hand in hand with our whole culture and mentality we're going to try to build. Because from all accounts, everyone's saying like this dude's like a top 5 guard in the league right now.
He was a Pro Bowl alternate last year. You cut the tape on, man. He does everything you
Probably would
want.
have made it if they wouldn't have made the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somehow would have made it.
My thing is this, though, man. It's like Isaac checks off a ton of boxes for us, man. The big thing, like I say, he's just a little bit on the smaller side compared when you look at James Daniels. James is a thicker, more like robust like dude, but he doesn't move as well as Isaac does. Isaac to me moves like really, really well, man. And like you said, when you talk about that versatility, could pull right, could pull left, could pass block the way that you need to. That's what makes him such an intriguing player. And he has physicality in the run game. Now, to me, Nate Herbig is a better or more physical run blocker, but Nate's also a bigger body man too. Like Nate looked like he's built to just drive block people. Like, yeah, Nate reminds me of like a man scheme. Isaac reminds me of like a zone scheme guy because it's just, like I said, a little smaller but more quicker. But yeah, man, I like both pickups though a lot, man. It's just, I wonder what made us bring in Nate if we knew we were going to be bringing in Isaac.
Maybe we didn't know we were going to get Isaac.
But that's
we wanted him and always viewed. We always viewed Nate as a potential starter, competition guy. But we could upgrade from him if we really need to. But just in general, a good guy to have if he's backup or starter.
It just seems like those moves happen and off, like not in the same offseason unless you're doing a full revamp both guards. Typically, that's like if I'm paying this guard $4 million, I'm not paying another guard $8 million the same offseason.
Does it make more sense if the moves happen in reverse?
To me, yes.
We sign
because
Isaac,
you got your main guy.
Okay, we got our starter, and we bring him in.
It's like, oh man, we can get him in, and we got him for cheap. It's $4 million. It's cool.
We got a backup.
Right. You don't typically think like, let me get the cheap first. Oh, I could go get that too. Like, I mean, I guess, but that's just how I was thinking of it. But either way, it's a good situation for us, man. We are
somehow
upgraded.
We still have cap space with all this. We've $10 million. We still didn't even restructure.
And we can still restructure. That's the other part.
TJ or Minka, Deontay, or any of these guys.
Yeah. No, did we? I thought we restructured Minka.
Well, we did Minka.
Yeah, we did Minka. We didn't do
TJ.
Deontay and TJ. We haven't done those two.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It was Minka.
And did we restructure James Daniels?
No, it's only been Minka.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like we got multiples that we can still restructure that we haven't even tapped into. Which is, shout out to Omar. What we said, this is what Omar does, though. He's the numbers guy. Omar,
as long as we're not screwing up ourselves long term, and I think Omar's savvy enough not to do that.
Yeah,
I would guess. I'm liking this Weidl edition though. He's trying to bring over some of that
bully, though.
Eagles.
He got a little bully action.
Yeah, bring over that O line. We got the receivers taken care of. I think Weidl's bringing in that offensive line type of stuff.
Yeah. I like it though, man, because that physicality. I mean, going back and obviously watching the Super Bowl again because of Isaac, that was definitely something that continued to show up though. Just how physical they were in that like offensive line, bro. If we could get to that, man, and these type of moves definitely put you in that type of position.
Underrated thing about some of these signings too. Peterson, Hall of Fame caliber player.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to a Super. Yeah, he wasn't a part of that. No, I think he was after they went with Warner. Yeah,
he was after that. Yeah, he was way after that. Yeah.
That was 08. Holy shit! What am I saying? But anyway, Hall of Fame, just class caliber player. You got that. Landon Roberts, 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots.
Oh yeah, he got pedigree.
We get a couple of these Eagles guys with Super Bowl type experience. I know Herbig wasn't. I think Isaac too. Wasn't he a depth guy?
No, Isaac was the starter this year.
I'm talking about 2017.
Oh, 17. Yeah.
Was Herbig even on that?
Herbig was on the roster. Herbig was up there.
They were both depth guys.
Yeah, they were depth dudes. Yeah.
But then, you're right. With Isaac this last year, it's an underrated part of it. There's just the mentality of like these dudes have been there, done that, and see what it takes.
In firsthand experience, that is legitimate. Me and Buffalo, we never had that conversation because we never had people with that type of experience. I come to Pittsburgh, we make a run like that, and it's just like you do feel different. Like how you see it, how you prepare, even that following off season, everything that goes into mentally where you want to go. Yeah, it's contagious too, though, man. And that's something that I'm sure Coach T, man, was a little bit more intentional when he's bringing some of them dudes in, man, because you do like that pedigree.
Wow, I'm an idiot for even thinking Peterson was on that 08 team. Wow.
That's all good, bro. I was say, yeah. That's P2 definitely went that on. No. He was cooking up at LSU probably around that time. He might have been in high school doing 08. I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Because he was only at LSU for, 3? Yeah.
Probably.
It ain't take him long.